All right, guys, so we've been talking about 5-star CDL school. When you come here, you're going to get amazing instruction, but you want to know one of the reasons why? His name is Clarence. He's a very firm instructor. He does not play because our lives can be determined by the way we drive and the way we learn. So we're happy to say that we're in a good stance. We're still working on our CDL because of this man right here. Go, Clarence.
All right.
All right, guys. So we were talking about all the amazing instructors that are at 5-star. Here's another one. His name is Courtney. Courtney's gonna get you all the way together. He plays no games when he's on the road. He wants to make sure that you show up well when you get your job, that you're not making mistakes or even taking out grandmas. He's amazing. Thank you, Courtney.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right, guys, so here we are with another instructor. He's super amazing. His name is Mike. When it came to pre-trip, he played absolutely no games with his students. He will push you up. He will make sure you understand these parts, identify them, and of all things, speak up, because you have to get ready to talk over the engines. He'll say, huh? And you're like, oh, I'm talking too low, because it will be like that on test day, depending on what number you are. So, Mike, we really appreciate you. Go, Mike.
Mike.
Okay. All right. So another great instructor who makes sure that you're getting right in the lane, that your maneuvers are good, that you're overall great to go. Vaughn, go Vaughn.
How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing?
He actually talked about it.
Yeah.
Even when you're waiting for your turn to get in that truck, Instructor Kevin is going to make sure he keeps you engaged and on point. And as we can see, Instructor Mike is still checking to make sure we're not touching any lines.
All right, guys, listen up. We are two students, husband and wife, who decided to further our career out of the box truck into the CDL entity. And so we chose the best in the state of Virginia, and it's right there. It's 5-star CDL training located in Richmond, Virginia. So we're gonna show you guys what it's like to prep properly. We have really good instruction here. The owners of the school are super amazing, and our pre-trip game was A-okay. Boop, boop. It was A-okay when we went to do it. So we're gonna share that with you so that you have a tool to study by before you get to the test site. You ready? Let's do this. As I approach my vehicle, I have my 2 clearance lenses on my trailer, my 2 clearance lenses on my truck, my 3 ID lenses, my left and right turn signal, my low beam, high beam, and my forward flashers, all properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. They are clean and clear, proper color, and I see no moisture. As I look under my truck, I am looking for puddles and drips, which will indicate a leak. I see no leak. As I look at my truck, it does not lean left or right, which will indicate a flat tire, broken suspension, or a shift in my load. Come with me to my unique side. First, I'm going to check and see if my crank handle is on, my landing gear, and it's not on this side, so I'm going to talk about that on the other side. Ladies, you get no help with this. You got to do it yourself. Be right back. All right, so I made sure that both of my clasps were released. I'm going to tell you, ladies, gents, if you don't have your strength out, you're going to need to drive trucks, especially if you're in manual, for clutching and for opening this hood. So I got to put some glutes into it. Alrighty, on this side, I have my coolant reservoir, cap, hoses, clamps, and fittings, all properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. And I detect no leaks, I see no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. On this side, I have all of my hoses, clamps, and fittings properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I hear and detect no leaks. Let's go over to the driver's side. All right. I have my air compressor, clamps, hose, fittings, all properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken, and I hear no leaks. As I go from right to left, I have my oil system, which consists of my fill tube, cap, dipstick, all properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken, and I see no leaks. I will check my oil level by removing the dipstick, wiping it clean, reinserting, taking it back out. It should be between add and full. If it were not, I will fill it through the fill tube by removing the cap, filling to the proper level, and resecuring my cap back in a tight fashion. I have my power steering reservoir, cap, hoses, clamps, and fittings properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I see no leaks in this system. My power steering fluid is at the right level. If it were not, I will remove the cap, fill to the proper level, and secure the cap back. Now I have my steering system, which consists of my steering arm, U-joints, front and rear, gearbox, pivot arm, castle nut and carter pin, drag link, another castle nut and carter pin, my steering knuckle, and my tie rod. Properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken, and I see no leaks in my gearbox, and my U-joints are properly greased. Now going to my suspension system. I have my leaf spring, my hangers front and rear, and my U-bolts, shock absorber, properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I see no leaks in my shock absorber, and my leaf spring is no more than 25% damaged. If it were or missing, I will have to take this vehicle out of service. Now I'm going to go into my brake system. I have my shoe, hose, clamps and fittings, lining and drum properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I hear no leaks in this system. I see no excessive wear or grease contaminants on my shoe. Then I have my steer tire, inner and outer wall, valve stem and cap, properly and tread, properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I see no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on my tire, and my tire depth should be no less than 4/32 of an inch. I would test that with a tire depth gauge. My air pressure should be between 100 and 110 psi. I would check that through my valve stem by removing the cap with a tire pressure gauge and securing the cap back. My steer tire cannot be mixed match, regrooved, or recapped, retreaded in any way. Now I have my rim, lug nut, and stud properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I see no aftermarket holes or wells, and because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lug nuts and studs, I'm also going to check for elongated holes, and I see no elongated holes. Nor do I see running rust or shiny metal, which would indicate a loose lug nut. All of my hoses, clamps, and fittings on this side are properly secured to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and not here to detect no leaks of any sort. On this side, I have, and my passenger side, I have my convex mirror and bracket, both sides, passenger and driver, and I have my driver's side mirror and bracket, as well as my passenger mirror and bracket. And my side indicator lens is not a light yet, all right? Properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I will physically look at my mirrors, and I did on that side as well, to make sure that they are clean and clear and have no breakage. I have my battery box, battery and cables properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I see no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and I actually see no electrical damage, no leaks, and no corrosion. Make sure you look for the leak. I have my fuel tank, strap, gasket, cap, and gasket properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. My gaskets are not dry rotted or frayed, and I see no shiny metal, which would indicate a loose strap. I will talk about my def tank the exact same way that I talk about my fuel tank.
Frame and cross members
Properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I see no aftermarket holes or wells, and it runs 100% the length and width of my truck. Going into my lines, I have my service line, my electrical line, emergency line, glad hand bushings, pigtail, electrical box, all properly attached to my tractor, to my trailer. I see no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. All hardware is present. I detect no leaks. My glad hand bushings are not dry rotted or frayed, and my pigtail and my electrical box show no electrical damage or corrosion. I have my apron, my fifth wheel, platform, locking pins, release handle, mounting bolts, properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. There is no daylight between my apron and my fifth wheel, and it is properly greased. It's also the proper distance from both my tractor and my landing gear so that I can make safe turns.
Locking jaw and kingpin.
Properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. My locking jaw is secured around the shank of my kingpin, and
There is no play between my locking jaw and my kingpin.
now I have my landing gear, frame, leg, shoe, and crank handle properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. My shoe is free of debris, the proper distance from the ground to make safe turns, and the proper distance from my fifth wheel to make safe turns. My crank handle is in the stow position. I have my frame, my cross members, and my floor properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. I see no aftermarket holes or wells, and my cross members run 100% the length and width of my trailer. My floors have no holes. I have my DOT tape and my side marker indicator properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. My DOT tape is not torn or ripped and runs at least 50% the length of my trailer. My side marker indicator has no moisture. They're both proper in color, clean and clear as indicated. Now I have my sliding tandem, my locking pins front and rear, and my release handle properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. My locking pins and my release handle are in the locking position. Yes, so we have our ABS lens, our rear marker lens properly attached to our vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. They're both clean and clear, proper color, and I see no moisture. My 3 ID lenses, my multi-purpose lenses, left and right turn lens, 4-way flasher lens, brake lens, and running lens. Properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. They are clean and clear, proper color, and I see no moisture. I have my DOT tape on my trailer door and my DOT bumper properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken. It is clean and clear, proper color.
100% the width of the trailer door and DOT bumper, and it's not ripped or torn.
Now, we're gonna go inside. This is the fun part. If you don't pass the brake integrity test, it's gonna be a see ya. As I enter the vehicle, I use my 3 points of contact. I definitely have to adjust my seat to my liking, and I make sure it's locked in at the furthest position. I adjust my mirrors to my liking. They are clean and clear. My seatbelt, I would check it to make sure it's not ripped or frayed or torn. It locks, it unlocks. Now we'll go over my non-electrical items. I have my windshield and my gasket properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken, and my gasket is not dry rotted or frayed, and I detect no leaks. My dash, clean and clear. My floor is clean and clear. Now we'll go over my emergency items. I have my 10 BC fully charged fire extinguisher properly mounted to the floor of my truck. I have 6 spare fuses in my glove compartment, and I have 3 reflective triangles that are outside in my storage box. Start. Make sure my vehicle's in neutral because there could be other people around me. Turn my key to the on position. My ABS light came on, went off on both my truck and my trailer, and my depth gauge is working properly. Now I'm going to because it is a manual, engage my clutch and cover my brake. Slowly come off my clutch. And I'm going to wait for my governor to kick off, which will be between 120 and 140 PSI. But while I'm doing that, I'll go over my electrical items. So I have my windshield washer, bracket, blade, properly attached to my vehicle, not missing any hardware, not bent, cracked, or broken, and it does work properly. My windshield washer fluid, it works, but it's low currently. I will do my light indicators. I like to do them from left to right. My left turn indicator, my right turn indicator, my four-way flashers, my lights are on, low beam, high beam, city horn, highway horn, turn it on, back to the heat. It's already on defrost, so my defrost works. Now I'm going to change it to the floor heat, and my floor heat works. I will turn it off depending on the time of year so you don't roast. All right, while I'm still waiting for my governor to kick in, it should be between 120 and 140 PSI. If you don't hear it, like I did not in this case, I'm gonna fan it down and tell the instructor, the examiner, it just kicked in actually at 140 PSI. But if it doesn't, tell the instructor that you're gonna fan it down and then bring it back up. It depends on who may have been in the truck before you. All right, so now I'm gonna prepare for my brake integrity test by turning off my vehicle and turning it back to the on position. Because this is a manual, I am going to put it in low gear, and I'm going to make sure that both of my valves are pushed in. Double check it. They cannot pop out if they're not pushed in already. I will slowly come off my clutch, prepare my phone for 1 minute, and then tell my instructor I'm going to start my brake integrity test with the leak test. I should not lose more than 4 PSI within 1 minute. Hi, Mr. Examiner. How are you today?
Gravy.
She said she making a copy for us to see it. Oh, cool.
Side note, at this time, if you realize you haven't done something, you can always talk about it right here.
That minute feel like it's gonna be forever.
That minute is long. It feels like 3 minutes when you're testing. All right, that minute is up, Mr. Examiner, and I did not lose more than 4 PSI within that minute. I will now continue with my brake integrity test by doing my visual warning for low warning. That will come on at 60 PSI, so I'm going to fan down my brakes. Came on my first gauge at 60 PSI. My second gauge at 56 PSI, so that's working properly. I will continue with my brake integrity test by doing my fan down between 40 and 20 PSI. It should pop out. My first valve, both valves popped out at 40 PSI, so that's working properly. Now I'm going to make my vehicle safe again by doing a safe start. So I want to make sure it's in neutral. And I'm going to turn my truck on by engaging my clutch. I will wait for my governor to kick in again between 120 and 140 PSI. Because I just fanned it all the way down, I will apply the gas to expedite that process. Now it should catch up by itself. Waiting for the governor to kick in. It's almost at 120. The governor just kicked back in at 140 psi. So I have my vehicle legal again. I'm going to do my tug test. So what I would do is put it in low gear. I'm going to leave my trailer brake out, push my tractor brake in. All right, here's the tug. So that's working. That was a heavy tug. Now I'm going to switch it up and push my trailer valve in and put on my truck valve. All right, there's the tug, so that's working properly. Now I'm going to push both of them in so I can do my service brake test by moving forward no more than 5 miles an hour, coming to a complete stop to test my brakes and see if they are in adjustment. Remember, in is go. All right, I came to a complete stop. My truck did not go to the left or right, so I have my brakes in proper adjustment. If it did, it would indicate they were out of adjustment. All right, so Mr. Examiner, can you help me check my exterior lights, please?
Yes.
Can you see? Left turn signal.
Good.
Right turn.
Good.
Four-way flasher.
Yeah.
Low beam.
Yeah.
High beam.
Yeah.
Can you see my 3 indicator lenses, my clearance lenses on my tractor and my trailer? Do you see my running lights?
Yeah.
Do you see my side left turn indicator on
Yeah.
here in the middle of my trailer?
Yeah.
Can you tell me on my back light?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Examiner, this concludes my pre-trip and my in-cab inspection.
We can't wait to see you in this seat at 5-star CDL training. Call that number.